This is the 170th episode of CloudFocus Weekly for the first week of March 2014. This episode is titled Pick and Review. CloudFocus Weekly is brought to you by Compliance Locker by Arkus. Capture all chatter posts, deletions, and files available for free on the App Exchange. Take it for a spin at compliance-locker.com. I'm your host, Jason Atwood, and joining me is co-host 170 times in the bag, or not yet, but soon, is Justin. Justin, how are you doing today?
I'm great. We should have called this Mardi Gras week.
I guess.
Is it actually Mardi Gras week?
We're going to New Orleans after Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras happens today.
No, I know, but we're going like 3 days later?
Tuesday, yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's great. Everyone will be gone.
Oh, it's going to be like the cleanup's going to be terrible.
No, they'll be clean. It'll be good.
All right.
It's never really clean.
That's true. New Orleans is never really clean.
Sorry.
So we are doing, hey, fans from New Orleans, how are you doing?
See you Thursday.
See you Friday, Thursday night. So we're doing a special episode.
Very special
episode. We have not done this before, but I figured for the 170th time that we would do something a little special. What I suggested to Justin here, for the listening audience, is that we look back, take a step back, and we look at, we go over our picks from last year. So all 2013 picks, and we find the gold nuggets, the Hoffman, I guess not this season, the Parker Schnabel gold nuggets, and then we find
you're not the type to like talk about TV shows and potentially ruin the outcome for people, but you kind of just did.
Not really.
Yeah.
And the not gold nuggets,
Not gold, brown gold,
the brown gold, the dirt. Just the dirt.
So not the pay dirt.
It basically, and I didn't give you very much.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't give you much to go on like what you should be looking for. But when I was looking at my list, I was thinking, are these things that I still use, love? Did I use, all those sorts of things.
All those things that
right.
came into my criteria.
So we picked 5 that we loved and 5 that we let's not say that we hate them.
We don't.
Just maybe
mine. I just don't use.
Either don't use or used and then thought, ugh. Like, yeah. I've had ones that there's actually one that on my pick that I said it. I thought it was a really cool idea. I then used it, and when I used it, it was, and we'll talk about it, it just didn't work. And I was like, well, this is terrible.
Oh.
So, and then we'll probably have some banter back and forth, and we'll call it a day.
Right. And no picks.
No picks because we're basically picking 10.
Right.
Or 5. Or 10 total, 5 that you wouldn't want to pick.
Right.
And we're going to go worst to best.
Let's go worst to best.
So we're gonna do our top
How do
worst.
We do let's do the top ones worst, and then we'll come back to the good ones.
Okay.
Which I guess these aren't really top; they're bottoms.
The bottom worst.
5,
and then that's it. Then we'll do
that
that
in reverse order up to the best app that we think we picked in the last year.
I didn't tell what episode I picked it in, but
me neither.
But we'll list them out. We'll not list
I
out the episodes.
also might have grabbed some from 2014.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's only 2013.
Well, that happened.
Okay.
All right. So you want me to start as usual?
Yeah, start as usual. What's your worst app from maybe 2013, 2014?
Social Tape.
It sounds terrible.
I have all these bad ones. This was an app that allowed you just opened it up and it read through your Facebook feed and just pulled out the videos. So you could just watch the videos. It was kind of neat. And then I just never used it. So while I still think it's kind of a cool idea, I just don't use it ever. So I'm going to pick that. That's why it's being mentioned now and not as like the worst.
The worst of the worst. That's a good one. Mine is TKTS for iOS.
Oh.
It's the app that I was very excited about. You could see where the tickets were on Broadway and all this stuff. And here I am. I've now gone to like 5 Broadway shows in the last 3 months. Never used it.
Look at you, Mr. Musical.
Yeah, I actually went to, we could do a whole Broadway show thing.
We both went to some shows this last week, haven't we?
We actually go, my wife's she likes them.
Oh.
I like them too. I'm not as in like with them.
Oh, my little lady, she's from a family.
We could get them to go.
We should just get them to go.
And we'll go nowhere.
Right.
We'll go to a bar.
I saw Rocky. It was
terrible.
What you would imagine Rocky would be on Broadway.
I actually started a Evernote list to track all the plays I've seen.
Oh, that was good.
Because I was trying to figure out, like, have I seen this or that? Anyway, so that's mine. TK, it's not, and again, this is not one that's like, oh, the app is terrible. I never went back to it. I never even thought about it. We never even used it. And I've now gone to Broadway stuff a ton, and we never even used it. So,
all right.
Next
this
up,
is a hardware pick.
Oh,
which we both have and have probably never used.
Okay.
High Call by High Fun. These are the Bluetooth gloves.
Oh, the gloves
that connect to your phone that allow you to talk into your pinky and listen to the phone through the speaker in the thumb. Great idea. Has little controllers on the glove.
It moved from my next to my desk to like a pile next to my desk to the closet.
I've worn them as gloves because they're actually decent gloves and they have the conductor fingers, which I like in my winter gloves.
Yes.
But the actual the purpose behind picking them was that, oh, they're Bluetooth and they connect to your phone and you can answer your phone with your glove and not take your phone out of your pocket. And it's a
You've never
nice
have you ever
novelty.
done it once? Did you even do it once?
To see that it worked.
Okay.
And then I don't think I ever did it again.
Because sticking your finger in your...
Well, it's like if you're like all bundled up, right? The idea is you're all bundled up in
this
the winter.
would be the season to do it.
You're at a football game or you just got tons of clothes on and your phone's like deep in a pocket or in your bag or something. And you hear it ringing or feel it ringing and you don't feel like getting in there and taking your gloves off and all that stuff. You just press a little button and start talking. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
It is a great idea. Just the practicality of it just isn't there. So
okay.
I'm putting it on my loser list.
Okay.
I call these winners and losers.
Winners and losers. I feel
You're not losers though.
I'm sure it's a great thing.
They're good gloves.
This one is going to seem a little, and this might not.
Don't do it, man.
I'm going to do it.
Don't do it.
Salesforce for Evernote.
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly. It was all this hype around Salesforce and Evernote, and they could be worked together, and there's something. It's an integration, and
what do you mean? Isn't it in the Salesforce one?
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm picking it because I'm a huge Evernote user. I'm a huge Salesforce user, and somehow and this thing can't even get me interested enough to actually try it or install it.
That's kind of a shame. You're also a big Dropbox user.
I'm a huge Dropbox user,
and you're not interested in that either.
No. So Salesforce for Evernote. I'm sorry.
All right.
Worst pick because again, it's never even got me to do anything about it. It's one of those picks that you just pick and then whatever. Like one of your millions of picks where you're like, I've never used this app, and I'm never going to use
almost every pick.
Every pick is as bad as the last one.
So here's another one that I never really use. I thought this would be really cool, and then I never use it ever. Twitter Music. Do you ever use Twitter Music? They just launched this thing, and I think never
they're
even
shutting
use
it down.
Yeah, they should. I don't think anyone uses it. It's just not good. So I thought it'd be cool. Just never went anywhere, you know?
This is kind of like us coming clean.
This is
it's like,
depressing.
Man, we pick a lot of really crappy
Twitter
apps.
Music.
Twitter Music.
Yeah.
I have it.
I used speaking of music apps, I used the one that you recommend all the time, Songza. Did I just ruin something?
No, it was number 6. It was the one I deleted.
On the winner list.
It was on the winner list.
Okay, because I used it the other day. I was running in the gym, and I have like a running...
Someone chasing you?
No, I was on a treadmill.
Oh, okay.
They would have caught me very easily. And I have a playlist, so I can my running playlist. But I'm like, this is like all my music. I just want like a variety or something. So I'm like, Pandora. Oh, I'm going to give this Songza a try. Right. So I hop into Songza, and I'm like, it's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm running. So it gave me like the running mix. The problem is it doesn't really know me very well, so it's playing all this stuff that I don't really, and you only get so many skips. So I got to the limit of songs I could skip through kind of within 15 minutes, and then I was stuck on the treadmill with music I didn't want to listen to.
Right, but you can't listen to the band while you're running.
Well, the idea was good though. The idea behind it's great. It's just I'm not a big like pop music guy, and it was playing like very recent like hip hop pop music that I just kind of wasn't
Michael Jackson's "Beat It."
It wasn't getting me like where I needed to be like with the music, but a good one and an honorable.
Well, the best part of doing that in the gym is that if you look around, you might see one of the founders of Songza, who works out in the gym a lot, walk in.
Maybe
because he lives in our building. Yeah, so that's always fun.
It's pretty cool.
I've literally been sitting there listening to Songza, and he walks in. I'm like, hey, I'm listening to your. I don't say that, but I do see him, and he's big. He's a big guy,
big dude.
Oh yeah, he's like
maybe I've seen him.
He's like small and big. Not round, but like
me.
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
No, it's sort of like you, but not at all like
not
you.
At all.
Small. That's it.
That's all we have in common.
Yeah.
Okay. I can lift like weights.
So this is a great app that I was so excited for.
Wait a minute, we're on your bad list though.
I know.
Don't preface it by saying this is a great app.
That I was so excited for.
Okay.
Because I love the concept.
All right.
It's called What's Busy.
Oh, and not WhatsApp?
No, and it's the app that tells you can pick a it's for terminal wait lines, for TSA wait lines.
Oh,
so you go in the
told
terminal.
Me about this one.
It's so cool, right? You go in, you see what.
Does it not work?
I went to an airport. I literally on the way to the airport looked. It said yellow, 20 minutes, whatever. I got there. The lines were like 400 hours long.
Yeah, data.
And then I went.
Time, not good.
We waited. We went 45 minutes in, and I was like, "Yeah, you're done.
You're done.
I don't like you anymore."
It's still on your phone though.
It is. I haven't deleted it.
All
but
right.
What's busy? You get a from me.
You should have incorporated sound effects into this.
We still have not incorporated maybe
never.
370
We've
episodes.
Never done sound effects. We've only done like a handful of interviews, and we do have an opening theme song though. That's cool.
We do.
And a closing theme song.
And a closing theme song
nice.
that some people sounds like inappropriate movie
titles. I think it does, but I like it for that reason. All right. My next one's a game that I thought would be like my next big addicting game.
Oh, is this a recent one?
No.
Oh, this
the
is
recent
Quiz
one.
Up?
Come on,
Quiz
man.
Up?
That's on my other list.
It can't be. You just picked it this year.
It's
a new one.
I can't.
Yep.
It's too
Sorry.
late.
Get a new one.
Well, you can't veto it now. It's on
the list. It was 213.
Don't care.
2013.
Super Paper Pool. So this is a game that it's kind of like mini golf, but with a pool cue.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun for a while, and then it was like just got boring, and I just stopped playing it. Like games are fickle on the phones and the tablets, because they're kind of like you get hooked on them for a little while, but then that's kind of all they are. Like they don't get any better. You have to really have a game that like gets better or has different versions or what have you to really do good.
Totally true.
Like you think about all the crazes and the fads, like what's the one now? Candy Crush, that everyone you just go on the subway and it's like everyone's just staring at their phone playing Candy Crush.
Yeah.
And in like
there's also the Flappy Bird one and all those
Angry
things.
Birds happened, and then
and
then there'll be another one like 6 months from now that everyone will be playing.
You just have to catch the wave, man. Once you get the wave,
catch the wave and hope Zynga buys you for like lots and lots of money, and then you just go belly up.
All right, so that's a terrible.
It was a bad game. I mean, it was fun, but then it didn't hold my attention.
But none of the games that you play hold your attention.
That's not true.
What do you still play? What game you've played for 2 years straight?
A lot of the flick games.
You love those flick games.
I love flick games. Like the flick soccer, the flick football. I love those flick games.
All right. Hopefully they weren't picked last year, so because I actually looked over all of your picks too. So mine is. So I've made years ago. I don't think last year, but years ago I made a pick called Arrow TV.
Yeah.
The one that I
rallied against,
and now it's gone to it's in Chicago. They're actually doing great. But there's another competitor called Nimble TV that came out, and I remember picking it, and it was supposed to be similar, but you had a cable subscription. So it's basically like Arrow, which was just taking off the waves, but it was a cable subscription. So you had you had cable somewhere else, and you paid.
Right.
So then you could watch cable stuff, like watch ESPN and.
Right, it was like a satellite, like a mini satellite dish.
Yeah, but it was anyway. It stopped working. The website went down. You couldn't get into it.
You said they're doing well.
No, the Arrow was doing well. Nimble TV not doing well.
Oh, gotcha.
Arrow's doing fine.
Okay,
Arrow, I actually still
Right. Nimble, I think I signed up for the beta, and then it was like, we want your credit card. And I'm like, you're in beta. I'm not giving you my credit card.
Something like that. So that's my second to worst app.
All right.
What's your first worst app?
See, I feel like I'm cheating because this is definitely a 2014 pick, but I don't care. And I just picked it like 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. Field Trip by Google. This was like a last minute.
This was not.
I gotta pick this.
This wasn't this year. Field Trip, that was last year.
Last year, yeah. It's just I don't use it ever. It's not useful.
So it's not a bad thing. It's just you don't.
It's not a bad thing. I just don't use it. I gave what I thought was a interesting pick, and it's not that interesting. I just don't use it at all. Like I don't walk outside and pop open Field Trip and be like, "What's going on around here that's interesting historically?" And no, it just doesn't. Yeah, doesn't happen. That's my bad list.
That's your bad list. Field Trip, I don't use it. I have it. I just started it up just to see. The one I have used recently, that's sort of like it's a little bit like that, is when you go into iTunes, there's a thing that says like around you, like what apps are being used or bought around you. And I sometimes click on that just because I'm interested, like, because in my neighborhood, I'm like, what apps are people using around me in my neighborhood? And sometimes
that's kind of interesting. I never even see that.
And I found one that was like our local yoga studio has their own app, and so it was being used.
That's pretty neat.
So that actually kind of like I got use out of that.
I can appreciate that.
My worst one, and you're gonna definitely
this is
agree
your
with
worst
me.
One. Go on.
It could be the worst app of all time.
Ooh,
yeah.
Really?
Think of the worst app that we picked. The one that we installed, and then we both were using it. We're like, this is cool. And then it blew crap up. And we had to it sent us into a scurry. We had to figure out what was going on. We figured out it was this app. We had to delete it, stop it. It was nasty.
Oh, I remember this.
Actian apps.
That's right.
Actian. It's called Actian apps or Actian actions, whatever. It's made by Pervasive, or formerly Pervasive, Actian.
This was Bad News Bears.
They released it and they talked about it. We saw it at a conference, and the idea was that you could basically set up alerts on certain things happening in your org, and you set up on your mobile phone, and then it would send you alerts. It would say, like, if you said anything, any stage of an opportunity that goes from X to Y, send me an alert.
Yeah.
Any new account.
It was a notification platform. It allowed you to build queries, and then it notified you on the phone.
But it chewed through your APIs. It literally just would sit there and pound your APIs and locked us out of our org.
Yes.
2 users.
Yes, both of us.
And it locked us out. No, I mean, we used up enough API just by both of us using it and locked us out. Actian actions or Actian apps, whatever. Actian, don't act it. Don't use it. Very bad. And maybe they fixed it. But
I have to imagine they did.
That was terrible. That one I remember being like, this is actually blowing up my Salesforce org.
All right.
So here we go.
The winners.
Or the losers.
Oh, here come the winners.
Oh, here come the winners. Number 5 of your best of 2013, but you didn't read the instructions or pay attention, 14.
I think there's only one in here from 2014.
Okay.
And you know it already because I said it. Dark Sky.
Is that 2013 pick?
Yeah, I went through it. Yeah, it's 2013.
Oh, okay.
Dark Sky still, they keep improving it as a weather app.
I was just about to say, I don't like the new design.
I like it because now it is more comprehensive as a weather app than it used to be, which was just like, is it going to rain when I walk outside? It's still great for visualizing the weather, but now they have like a 5-day forecast. They have a currently... Yep. You can see you can see both on a radar. You can see temperature changes and humidity changes, which are kind of interesting. And it's still my go-to weather app for me, because it's gotten more comprehensive. So I really enjoyed the Dark Sky. It's a really interesting way to look at the weather.
I loved the I don't know. There's something about the old one and the way that the map, the wave and the map was worked together. I don't like the way this is done as well. The one thing I do like is this feature where you can go to any one day and it'll show you the hours along the day.
It's much more comprehensive than it used to be.
But it does not even get close to...
Don't just bring up another pick just because you want. You don't get to squeeze other picks in.
I mean,
no.
This is so much better.
You don't get to squeeze other picks in. I don't care what that is.
Yellow weather. Anyway, it's so good.
Sam Marissa Meyer's doing a good job over there with mobile stuff.
She's done 2 apps that I use all the time. They're both picks this year, so I can't talk about them because I actually pay attention. Year. But next year I can pay attention.
You're the one who made the rules.
And you're the one who didn't read them.
And I'm the one who's breaking them.
So I actually picked this year, and it's still something I play. We're talking about games that like get that whatever. I'm going to pick this one, but I'm going to talk about another game that I'm currently playing.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
No,
extra.
You're such a cheater.
Super extra.
Super cheater.
Super extra jiggy time.
Super cheater. I can't believe the amount of cheating that is happening right now.
No, I'm giving the listeners more for what they paid for.
They haven't paid anything.
Well, bandwidth. So Kingdom Rush Frontiers, which I've picked last year. I love Kingdom Rush. I still play. There's Kingdom Rush, the original
is that
game.
Your pick?
Yes.
Okay.
There's Kingdom Rush and there's Kingdom Rush Frontiers. They're 2 different games, but they're basically one's a sequel to the other. But I still play them both. I still go in, and because the company still updates them, they still put out. They'll be like
new levels, new boards, whatever.
New boards, new sections, and like new. Yeah, sometimes there's things to buy, like you can buy the whatever, the heroes or something. But I'll go in and I'll just play them still, and I enjoy it, and I love the game. It's a tower defense game. It's my favorite type of game.
Love those.
Love the tower
defense.
Does
the Oregon Trail exist as an iOS game?
I think it does.
It should. Shouldn't it?
You wouldn't play that, though.
Yeah, I would. I loved the Oregon Trail when I was a youngster. All right. You done there?
I'm done.
Coming in fourth. An app that we both thought was really cool.
Do we still both think that it's cool?
I don't know if you do. I do. And still very useful. RunP. Remember RunP?
Still have never. I used it once. I've never used it again.
Do you never think to use it when you go to the theater?
I've never used it again.
All right. Well, RunP. If you ever
do you use it again? Have you used it more than once?
Yes, and I usually look at it before, but also like I can hold it in, so I don't need to go necessarily like during a movie. Like the movie's only 2 hours long. Even
some movies are like 3.5
like
now.
The Wolf of Wall Street I went and saw, and I had a talk back afterwards, so I was in the seat for about 4 hours, and I was fine. But yeah, RunP, the app that you log in, you look at a movie, and it tells you when during the movie is a good time to go to the bathroom, and
it gives
you a little synopsis of what is happening during the time where you've gone to the bathroom, so you don't actually miss anything.
Right. I've used it once.
Actually use it for that synopsis during I went to see 42.
Yeah.
And it told me it buzzed.
Right.
You set the timer, and it buzzed, and it said, I was like, oh, all right, I can go pee now because I had to pee.
Yeah.
And went and read what
you could stand there in peeing, one hand.
Yeah. And just make sure you don't drop your phone in the urinal.
It's a very good idea. I think my only complaint about the buzzing thing was that I usually turn my phone off in movie theaters. I'm that guy. Like I turn them off. I don't really want to be thinking about it. And so you kind of have to leave your phone on, and then it's the buzz, but it's the same buzz as when you get texts. And so like how do you know which buzz is which? Like I'm getting people are texting me.
Whatever.
Anyway,
don't hate on RunP.
I think it's great. I mean, the best part is when you can read in advance, and it says like at minute whatever, and it says Wendell Carisian will walk into the thing and say, "Get out of here," and
that's
so you
the
can
reference that you're going to use. Really,
and then you can.
They were on this weekend.
Yeah, so then you can do that.
Start
anyway, I think it's a great app. I don't know how they make money going to see all these movies. Mine is because last year was also the death of Google Reader.
Right.
And I replaced it with Feedly.
Are you happy?
And I have never looked back.
The little lady has done the same, and she also has never looked back.
I love Feedly.
I use Feedly.
I use it every day. I use it just as like it literally. It's one of the few times I just moved from one app to the next, and within like a week, I just never even thought about Reader anymore. I got Feedly. It works. It does everything. It, has it got some new features that are nice? Sure. Does it do everything that I wanted it to do? Yeah. Is there a pro version you can sign up for that I won't do? Of course. But Feedly, if you are still looking for your Google Reader replacement, It still works. It's still great.
If you're still looking, you're late.
You're late.
And
but then it has nice apps.
You probably don't need it.
But then it has, obviously it has an iPhone app and an iPad app, and so you can.
I remember I used to live in the Reader. It was one of the tabs that was just always open, Reader, and I just don't care anymore at all about that.
I really do it. I don't. That's not my primary. I still use Zeit, which I think I picked 2 years ago. Zeit is still my primary news in the morning, what I read to figure out what's going on. But Reader is the one I go, Feedly's on the computer. So Zeit I use on the iPad, but if I'm I got 10 minutes, I'm let me just check what's going on. Let me check the Jets news. I go into Reader, Feedly, and go into my Jets section, and there's hundreds of news articles. All right, so that's my number 4. What's your number 3?
Vine. I've still yet to post a Vine.
You still look at it?
Oh, yeah. I follow Vine comedians, and they're funny.
Okay.
And my sister, who happens to be very funny on it, amongst other people.
So tell me what Vine is.
6-second little videos that just loop over and over and over again as you're watching them.
Did you notice Vine somewhere recently?
I did. I was watching the Grammy pre-show where they had the Vine thing. That was kind of neat.
The 360 degrees.
It's catching on. It's catching on. Who's big on Vine is Gary Vee is very big on Vine.
Yes, he posts a lot of Vine. He answers questions and stuff
very
like that.
Very big on that. People get a cadence in there. People who are good at it. They know when to pause and start and redo things.
Right.
I find it just fun entertainment.
Right.
Next year, I'll say Vines, and it'll be in the worst pick.
Maybe.
Who knows? Someone will have to buy it.
I actually don't go to Vine at all, but on YouTube, once a month, someone posts
the
best of Vines. So you take the 5 minutes, or it's 10-minute video, and you can just watch that, and it's all the same stuff, and it's just in a big string, and I just watch that, so I don't have to go into Vine. Good. Well, my next pick is something I still use. I feel like is working, but I still I feel like it's just the beginning of what can be amazing. I'm still waiting for them to kind of make the next step. It's still Paper Karma. So Paper Karma I have now been using for
Paper Karma.
Oh, so long. Well, no, about since July I think I picked it. So Paper Karma is an app for your mobile that you get when you get junk mail, you go and take a picture of it and you upload it. You tell it what address it came to, and then they send a notification to the place. I find it works very well with catalogs. My catalogs have dropped down tremendously. I find it works not as well with junk mail.
No, it doesn't work at all with junk mail.
Because I feel like junk mail, they don't pay attention, or they somehow can get around the regulation.
Yeah, you're gonna get that Discover card thing whether you want it or not.
RCN actually is the worst. I get I feel like they're yeah, you want us to stop? Here's more. I'm going to send you 17. I once got 3 in the same day, and I
don't get anything from RCN.
RCN pounds me.
We both have RCN. I don't get it.
Well, that's the worst part.
You know what it might be? Do you have everything via RCN, or do you have just parts of things?
No,
maybe.
They can't sell me anything more.
No, they can't.
But yet they keep trying.
It's kind of weird.
I think there's a type of mail that is, if it's just to resident, I don't think you can stop that.
So it's just resident of apartment, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think you can stop that. I think it has to be your name. So I think that's how they get around it. Anyway, so Paper Karma, I really like it. I just wish they would. There's a couple things I wish. The one thing I really like about it is, that I learned later, is that you can go back and you can see how many times you've done it. So things like RCN, I can see 17 times.
Yeah, you're not getting off their list.
But they need something like now escalate or now call. I mean, you can call, but I want to be able to call. Maybe I should just try this. They have a number. Just call the number and be like, put me on your never, ever, ever, ever list. And then see if that works. All right, so Paper Karma.
So here's a cheat, because this is from 2014.
This is your number 2.
Yep. Quiz Up.
Oh,
man. I love me some Quiz Up. I love playing Quiz Up. I like challenging friends in Quiz Up. I like to get to the levels where you can change your names in certain categories in Quiz Up. Oh man, do I love it. I like challenging you to name that NFL player. My best category is The Wire. I dominate.
I played it when you announced it. I played it around Super Bowl. I played it. It's one of those things that's not on my horizon, so I just forget to play it, and then I don't know. I got other games to play.
You know what? You need me to like drag you back in by challenging you to stuff.
I go in there and I see all the stupid challenges. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a game that I'm currently playing, and my daughter's playing the same game, and my daughter's friend, our neighbor, is playing it. So we're all kind of like, oh, where are you in the game? It's not an interactive game, but it's like a, leveling up game. I'm going to talk about it. So it's Sordigo. It's very good. It's like one of those, you walk around, you have swords or whatever. But my kid's playing it. It's very light. My kid's playing it. She loves it. So she'll like say, hey, Dad, where are you? Like, did you get past this part? And then our neighbor, his little 10-year-old, comes over and he's like, oh, I just got the new suit of armor. And because I'm older and better at playing games, I'm like, yeah, I got that a while ago. It makes me feel good.
You're just terrible. An awful human being. So what's your number 2?
My number 2?
I feel bad because I feel like my number 1 is the best app, but go ahead.
It's the best app ever?
That we picked in 2013.
Really?
My opinion.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, my number 2 is this. It's my hardware pick.
Your thing that you're wearing around your wrist?
Is my Shine. My Shine activity tracker, which I've now been using for, 5-6 weeks. 5-6 months.
Do I need to buy one of these wearables?
And so I'll talk about the reason I really like them, or this one. I think they all do this now, so it's not really that thing. But there's something about the gamification of your activity that turns it into something that you do more often. Like if you think about your daily activity and how active you've been, and something that tracks that for you, that's kind of like it gets you to think about it, and it gets you to go.
I feel like I need one of these.
You should get one. But
should I get that one?
I really like this one. I mean, I have a couple things I don't like about it, but there's mostly I like it. The thing that I really like about it, and the thing that I think they're all doing now, so you just have to look, is the sleep tracking. Because one of the things
tracking is cool.
It tracks your sleep. So you wake up in the morning, you sync it with your iPhone, and then you can go, oh, I slept for 7.5 hours, or I slept for 8.5 hours, or if I wake up and because you just don't remember like what time did I really go to sleep or whatever, but you wake up and you look at it because you should know that you should get 8 hours of sleep.
Is that thing waterproof? Do you shower with it?
Yep.
Never take it off.
Never
you just shower with it.
Shower with it.
You run with it.
Run with it.
Get sweaty,
swim with it.
Then you shower in it.
Then I swim with it in the ocean.
Really?
Oh yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
It
comes with that little band.
Comes with a band. It comes with whatever. So Shine's $99. I think it's like getshine.com. Yeah, the little things. The battery takes the battery lasts about 3 months, which is nice because the other ones have to charge. You have to stick them in.
You don't charge, but it takes what like a little watch battery deal.
Yeah. And the other thing is the top it's made of this like little aluminum whatever. I mean, it's very small. And the reason actually my number one reason for buying it was to do the thing that I never do with it. I shall do it tomorrow. So tomorrow, like I'm putting on a suit, and I'm not going to wear it on my wrist. What I do is I take it and I put it in my pocket. So then I don't have to have this stupid thing on my wrist, which I normally have. And it tells time, and it does activity. It's cool. And they actually have social parts of it now where it'll like...
Really now?
Yeah, it hooks up to a social like Shine World. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Shine World.
That sounds like my number 2. Shine place. On a $99 activity tracker for your wrist.
All right. Here comes number 1. This is for New Yorkers. Way to Ride.
Oh, I still haven't used it.
Oh, well, you are not doing
I know, stuff. And I set up everything. I set up the accounts. I set up the credit cards. I got it already, and then I forget every time I'm in a cab.
It's the first thing I do when I get in a cab. I pull my phone out and say, I'm in a cab, and check into the cab. And then I just turn my phone off, put it in my pocket, and when the cab stops at the front door, I just get out of the cab. It makes a sound. It goes doodle-doodle-doop. And you can see it on the screen. It's like, you're now paying using Way to Ride.
I think it's awesome.
And then I get my email that tells me how much I paid.
Have you ever tried to hail a cab from our location using it?
No, I have not done that.
Okay. Because you can, right? Is that one of the things you can do?
It's one of the things you can do with it. The thing I do with it is just pay for it because it's just the easiest thing in the universe. You get in. I mean, occasionally it has problems. The way it works is you check into the cab. So you say, I'm in a taxi. And it pulls up a screen and you hold it up to the speaker or the screen in the backseat of the cab. And it recognizes like the frequency coming out of that. And like it starts buzzing. And it's like, all right, you're checked in. Occasionally that doesn't work. But on the screen, there's a way to ride button that you press. And it gives you a manual entry code. So on your phone, you could just manually enter the code and then you're checked in.
Nice.
And then you could just put the phone back in your pocket. The app doesn't need to be on, like, you know, it runs.
It has to do the tip percentage. You set it in the app.
You set it as a default, and then you can override it if you'd like after the fact. Like when you check in, it shows you.
Oh, it shows you.
You're using this card. You're using this tip percentage.
Do you do percentage? Can you set it to flat?
I don't know. I just do a percentage.
I feel like that's I feel like it's like the delivery thing, right? You order $50 with sushi, and you order a pizza. A pizza's $15. $50 of sushi's $50. The guy walks from the same place to the same place. Pizza's harder to carry than sushi is. It's a bag. Pizza's a big box.
Yeah.
But you give the guy who carried the sushi more money than the guy who brought you the pizza. Why? It's the same task. He did the same thing. Now, if you're going to order like a box of bricks and it's 300 pounds and he's got to like very heavy food, but like food delivery, I feel like it's a flat thing.
Yeah, but this is not. We're talking about taxis.
I know, but I feel like taxis is right in that area. You pick me up here and you drop me off there. Why should it be about how much we pay?
Well, it's
because they hit you with fees. They hit you.
Well, it's not how much you pay. It's about how long of a distance you've traveled, because that equates.
It's also
to
time too. I don't know. Well, if I could set it as a flat, I set it as a flat. I think the whole thing's
whatever.
Because you go to an airport, and it's like $57.
Whatever you want.
Like, I'm giving this guy 20% because we went to the airport.
Do whatever you want with your own tipping.
That's
tipping. That's your call. You can override it every time.
Excellent.
But Way to Ride is a great app.
I please remind me the next time I'm in the cab.
How am I going to remind you?
I'll be in the cab next Tuesday. Oh wait, I'll be in the cab. Oh, but it won't. It'll be a whatever. I'll be in the cab next Sunday, and so remind me.
Okay.
On my way back.
Great. Do it.
All right, because I can't wait to try it.
It's great.
I really want to try it. I set it up. I did the whole, even setting up your credit card. You take a snapshot of it. It reads it.
It's really well done.
It's very well done. And it's a New York City thing. Yeah?
Yes, it's great.
It's very cool. Well, mine is going to be a little less anticlimactic. It is a app I picked last year.
Salesforce 1. It
is not Salesforce 1. It is Winter 14. No. It's an app that's actually gotten a lot of, because I'm big into this company and big into reading about their stuff. It's an app that it's gotten a lot of feedback, some very negative about. Some people really don't like this version of it. I actually do like the version of it, and I like lots of features of it. It's for all you GTD fans out there. Omnifocus 2 for the iPhone, I find is really, really good. It's obviously iOS 7 looking, so it's all different colors and whatever. But it does things like automatically sync, so it just syncs all the time. So it's kind of like can sync in the background, so you don't have to kind of worry about it. There's some nice views in it. For those who are if you're doing your tasks and whatever. Also, the makers of Omnifocus, Omni Group, who I use all their stuff. It was 3 years between the time that they launched Omnifocus 1. They did tons of updates, and then you bought the next app. They're very careful about that. Yes, you have to pay for the next app, but you own it for a long time, 3-4 years before they do the next one. In fact, the iPad app is supposed to be coming out soon. Anyway, it's not huge for everybody in the world. I guess what's riding only New Yorkers isn't either. Way to ride.
I guess Quiz Up is the winner here.
No way.
Quiz Up's awesome. Everyone should be on Quiz Up. You can friend me on Quiz Up. I will play you in whatever you want to play.
We should start a category, Salesforce category.
There should be a Salesforce category. I don't know how to start categories.
It says it in there. Do you want to contribute content? Yes.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Oh, we could do it. We got to put in Jets and Salesforce.
Well, we'll do Salesforce.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You got.
How do you create a field?
No, you have to do like limits. Like, what's the limit of custom fields on a custom object? Is it 450?
No.
500?
Depends who you are.
550?
Is that an answer? It depends who you are.
Do you have? Can you get to the?
No.
All right. That's it for us. We are out of here. That was our special episode. We'll be back next week. Until then, you remember to follow us on Twitter, Just Edelstein, Jason M. Atwood, Arkus Inc. We're on the Facebook. We're on the Dreamforce portal group. We're in the Success Community group. We have our own group in there, our own group. Our own chatter group.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
A group?
It's a group within the group.
A group.
We're on the LinkedIn. We're in the Google Plus. And you can subscribe to the podcast or tell your friends to subscribe to the podcast in iTunes and leave reviews there. We really, really appreciate it. We'll be back next week.
Yeah,
next week's another tough week. It's another tough week. Maybe we'll talk about our exploits in New Orleans.
Probably not.
Until then, we'll be back. Justin and Jason saying, enjoy those cloudy days.